What is going on, boys and girls? Today we're going to be installing Red Dead Redemption mods on Linux. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna download all these mods. So all of these mods, except for the Reshade executable, to my knowledge, are all on Nexus mods. So grab those from the description below, which I should put in there. Anyways, after you've gotten all of them, you want to copy over your Reality Redemption folder into your unpacked Reality Redemption folder into your Red Dead folder where your Steam is installed. This is for Steam Deck and PC desktop users for Linux. So Windows users, you can probably find a way to do this through just an overview of what we're doing here. Anyways, once you've done that, you want to copy it over real quick. Anyways, and then go in here, Reality Redemption, not much to it. Pretty simple, right? And once that's done, you want to go into here, beta installer.bat, and then you want to look for every instance of this timeout thing. This will break or rather error out your little run of this bat file with Proton. So you just want to get rid of each of these. These are unnecessary. They don't do anything really aside from make you wait a bit longer when you run them on Windows. So just get rid of them. And after that, look for this, look for the second instance of this. Go down all these echoes, remove this line. What that line did was it checked for the files. Assuming that you already placed these in the right folder, you don't need to check for those. So it kind of becomes, pointless to have them on there. At any rate, once you've done that, you just want to basically, yeah, you just want to basically just write your changes. If you're on Vim, you can use whatever text editor you use on the daily. You can just save your changes and then exit like I did. But once you're done, just run it like this. Yeah, it should be just pretty straightforward. You just have to like launch it once. Once it's done launching, it should create the prefix you need for your game. It'll do the install script first, obviously. But yeah, there we go. Rockstar Launcher. Yep. Yep. It'll get to that. Do-do-do-do-do. And then it'll install the other dependencies the game needs to launch. This will just launch into a pretty basic um vanilla install of Red Dead, but we don't need to worry about that for now because we are going to be closing out of it the moment it launches. Because we're just gonna do the setup afterwards. So once that launches, we're just gonna like do the rest of the steps, and then we'll be done. Okay, got that out of the way. Now, once you've gotten your prefix created and all that, just run this command. It'll get into your prefix, and then it. By the way, Proton Tricks is just wine tricks for Proton. You can install this through FlatHub or whatever. You can install through your package manager if it's available there. I'm on Arch and Steam Deck, and Arch users should just have that by default as the as a compatible thing because you can just use your AUR helper to grab it basically. Anyways, I digress. Once you've gotten in there, do install or whatever I think it was. Yeah, install and then select all files and then select that beautiful edited bat file that we just did and then yeah, open it up, press any key, install Reality Redemption. It's gonna install the ASI loader, which we'll talk about later, and then automatically install. Yep, press 1 because that's what we want. And while it's doing that, we might as well just open up our downloads folder and go into where we copied all of those files. At any rate, not that important. We just need to edit out some stuff, etc., etc. So one of the things we're gonna want to do actually, I'll do this through terminal, but For illustrative purposes, I'll have the actual files on the side here. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go in. You're gonna want to drill into where you downloaded all those files, unpack them, etc., etc. You can just extract them or whatever with a whatever uh with whatever um with whatever extraction utility you use. I just use 7-zip on the terminal, but it's whatever. You can just use whatever as long as it's able to extract it. What you're gonna want to do, the first thing you're gonna want to do actually is you're gonna want to just copy over some of these files because you don't really need to do extra setup aside from copying them, to be honest with you. While Reality Redemption is installing, we're gonna drill into our RenoDX mod. I said our RenoD I said our RenoDX mod, and then okay, that's a bit annoying that it does that while we're doing our thing, but it is what it is. It'll do it. It'll do what it needs to do. It should be done in a bit, but yeah. This is annoying, but we're just gonna want to copy our RenoDX into our install folder right here. Just give it a sec, and then bam, it's done. Reality Redemption is done. Anyways, whew, that aside, once we've copied our RenoDX, what we want to do after that is actually ignore that prompt there, but we want to do the camera shake fix. So CP, SU, WSF, all that. You don't need to copy this because they already installed a version of the Ultimate ASI loader. After that, just drill into your Reshade folder, copy E3FX and Reshade.ini, and then do this. Proton tricks. Um, this and then this. This is for Reshade compatibility, so that your Reshade doesn't actually like bug out when it's compiling the shaders. I'll just close this because illustrative purposes are over. Um, yeah, it'll just it'll just install that for the sake of our convenience and yours. And once it's done, it should have the thing ready. And then we can just do this. Assuming it's able to read this directory, we should already be there once we run this, I believe. Or at least it should be in the downloads directory, I believe. At any rate, I digress. Okay, so once you're in your once you've opened up install and you in your Proton tricks, you just want to run this so that Reshade is installed. Press OK. Always say OK to that. Okay, so once you've selected your AXE, just do this. Select DirectX 12 or whatever, like DirectX 10, 11, 12 or whatever. And then after you've drilled in back into your directory, your Red Dead Redemption directory, just select this. It should download all the effects for you, which should make you golden and good to go. All right, everything looks good. No add-ons needed. Then okay. After that, you want to copy your reshade shaders folder into there. Don't copy it before, or else it might mess it up. And then I believe that is all that we need, right? Yeah, we're all done here. Okay, so if we launch the game now, we should be good. Let's launch it. By the way, just for illustrative purposes, these are our launch arguments. And the game should run after this with all the mods loaded. Preloaded, that is. Just give it a sec. And there we go. Reshade is loading, of course it is. And yeah, we're good. For the most part, oh, nuts. Reset all. There we go. That's better. First thing you're gonna want to do is just, you know, accept this, accept that. Then after that, an essential thing you're gonna want to do is that your no. Wait, hold on. How do I? Yeah, yeah, this should be good. Turn off VSync. Set that to that. You just want to configure your monitor settings. Basically, I'm gonna turn on HDR because since I'm HDR capable and I installed the RenoDX mod. By the way, the RenoDX mod is only necessary if you have an HDR monitor. Do not install it if you don't. After that, I'm just gonna disable motion blur because I hate it. And yeah, that's good. VSync is off. All of that is off. Should reload reshade. And there you go. You got a better image. And while that is up, yep, it's all there. So yeah, that's all. Let's launch into the game real quick, just to demonstrate what it looks like. It's too hardcore. Ugh. As you can see, it looks quite good, I'd say. Really good, actually. Then once that's done, we can just go into the in-game. Give it one sec. The cache, all those shaders. Runs pretty well, as you can see. We're getting an okay amount of FPS actually, but not as much as we could be, but it's what it is. Okay.
Martin! Mr. Martin! Oh! You ain't gonna find 30 horses than these in all the new office.
Actually, I want to check if there's a way. Yeah, these are all the same, for the most part. Alright, disable these. Disable this, definitely. That's annoying. Disable this, so that next time it won't be that annoying. Force load, and then yeah, that's good.
On the Spurs now, we don't need to draw undue attention.
As you can see, the game looks quite good with these settings on.
Whoa!
RenoDX really helps with this
That's right. Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. All kinds of soldiers around back then.
Why'd they leave?
Well, I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. So what are you doing up at the fort?
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I says, you ain't gonna find many folk around those parts these days. Those you do find are about as sociable as an ulcerated back tooth. I mean, I ain't one to judge a man by the company he keeps, but...
Well, he ain't been friends for a long time.
Sorry, I was just immersed in the game for a bit. At any rate,
Are you planning on
once this is all
spending any
done, you
time in
can see that the
Armadillo,
game is
Mr.
quite
Marston?
I
improved
doubt it.
and a
I
bit
ain't planning
better.
on staying very long.
Well,
that's
if you're
good.
fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Steve's Landing. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for...
And that's all for the exhibition. God bless.